Hi there, welcome to a classroom in the kitchen. My name is Chef Hazelton, and I'm here with you today to do a nice, easy recipe. Something that got me involved in cooking at a young age, and it's called corn tortillas. I love corn tortillas because there's so many different things and fun things you can make with them. And if it's not fun, why do it? And I love having fun in the kitchen. So today, I'm gonna take 2 cups of Masa Harina, and this is the Masa Harina right here, all right? And Masa Harina is a corn product, all right? And it is whole corn, and the corn gets boiled, and it's called Nixtamalization. And what it is, it's like a lime, and what that does is it removes the outer husk of the corn kernel, and it makes the corn more digestible, all right? So it's pretty decent. So what I'm gonna do is I measured out 2 cups of Masa Harina, and I just poured it right on my countertop, all right? So I cleared and cleaned my countertop, and then I'm gonna make a little well right here, all right? Just using my hand and my fingers, and then I'm gonna pour about a cup of water in there, and I've got a little bit of warm water, and I measured it out, so it's a cup and a half, and to make sure you measure properly, you get down and look at it. So I've got a cup and a half, and I'm gonna pour about a cup of water right in with my corn, or my masa. And then I'm gonna start kicking the masa right into my water, and then mix it and let it soak up let the masa soak up the water, all right? So I'm just mixing this up by hand, and it's making a little paste, and then I'm gonna get the rest of my dough in there, or the Masa Harina in there, the flour, and it's gonna make a nice dough. And out of this dough, we will press them out in tortillas. So this takes only about 10 or 15 minutes to moisten up, and then knead, and then let it rest, and you're gonna wanna let it rest for probably about a half hour before you make tortillas out of it. But it's a pretty quick process. All right, so now I'm just folding it all together, and I'm gonna use both hands to bring it all together. And you can see it's collecting everything that I had on my counter. So what you need I need usually for about 4 minutes, just to make sure I got it all. 3 to 4 minutes is all you need. Maybe even as little as 2. All right. So I've got it all kneaded. It's been about a couple minutes here. And now I'm gonna shape a nice little ball. There, make sure that's good. There we go. All right. So it's not sticking to my hands. It's all good. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and let this rest for about half an hour. And then when we come back, I'm gonna go ahead and press out some tortillas for you. So our tortilla dough, or our masa, has rested for about a half hour. And you don't have to use a scooper. You can do this with a teaspoon. You can do it with your fingers. Just as long as the key is to get it the consistent size. So you want them all the same size. And I'm gonna use a tortilla press, and it's best when using your tortilla press, what makes it really easy so your tortillas don't stick is you get a little sandwich bag and cut it right down the sides, and then put it right into your press so your tortillas don't stick when you press them, all right? So I'm gonna put my baggie right inside my press, and I'm gonna take just a little scoop with my hand, and out of this batch, the yield's gonna be about 15 to 20 tortillas, somewhere depending on the size, but you wanna be consistent, all right? So I've got just a little bit of dough, palm of my hand, fits nicely, all right? And I'm just gonna shape it in a little circle, all right, stick it together. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of water that was left over my cup that I didn't use, just a little bit. and I'm gonna fold it into my tortilla. All right, fold the dough over into it, just like that. All right, form it back into a little disc, and I'm gonna put it right in my tortilla press, cover it, all right, and lay this down. And the weight of this is cast iron, so it's pretty heavy. The weight of it's gonna start mashing my tortilla down. Then I'm gonna lift the handle, I'm gonna press lightly, all right? Then I'm gonna lift it up, and you can see it's nice and round and even thickness, but I'm gonna give it a 180-degree turn and press it again. All right, so we have a nice even tortilla. And now I flattened it out, and we probably have a nice 5-inch tortilla. All right, so we've got a nice 4 to 5-inch tortilla. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna unmold it, all right, from the plastic. And this is the hardest part. A lot of people have problems with this. But you take it and you let it go unwrap onto your hand. So when you put it down on the skillet, you're gonna do it in a lay motion. All right, so it lays, and you don't want to flip it over because you don't want a bunch of air in there, and you don't want it to wrinkle up. So you just lay it down on there. And here we have another tortilla, all right? And this one's a little bit thinner on one side than the other. And that's okay, I'm still gonna cook it. It's not gonna be a perfect one. We'll see how this other one's doing right here. Flip it over. And I'm gonna go ahead and unmold this one, and I'll throw this one on there as well, all right? So by adding the water to your tortilla, you'll get it to puff up a little bit, and you'll create that layer. Don't worry about that, because once you take it off the griddle and you put it into your basket, it's gonna steam and go down. But that nice little bit of puff is good, all right? So you do that, keep it covered. So after we've pressed out some tortillas or pressed out some masa and put them on the flat top grill to make some tortillas, I want to take it to the next step, and that would be making your tortilla chips. So after you have your fresh tortillas, all right, off the grill, you can take your stack of tortillas or some of your tortillas and cut them into your chips. So in order to get your chips, you're gonna put some oil in a little pan, skillet, about 1/2 inch deep to 1 inch deep at about medium to medium high heat, all right? And then you're gonna go ahead and cut your tortillas directly in half, and we're gonna cut these into sixths, so 1/6. So you cut it in half, and then you cut it again, and then one last time, and then you're gonna get 6 pieces of tortilla out of that. So this is little triangles, right? So that's how you get your tortilla chips. And you'll take your tortilla chips, and you never want to overload a pan. So you take enough, but not too much, all right? So enough to cover the inside of the skillet with the oil, that has the oil. Dip your chips in and cook them for about, they take about 4 to 5 minutes. And then when they come out, drain them in a bowl with paper towels, season them with a little bit of salt, and then you've got some nice tortilla chips. Here we have the chips and the salsas and some nachos that we made out of those tortilla chips. This is one of my favorite snacks, and I think it's easy, and you would enjoy it too. Thank you for joining me for corn tortilla lesson, and I'm signing off with Classroom in the Kitchen. I'm looking forward to cooking for you again. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.